Hello and welcome to episode 16 of my werewolf-themed auction not included playthrough. Alright, last time we beat Slime Lung. We started tapping into our secondary water tank, and we are working on the ventilation system that will be cooling our base. Alright, so let's find out what happens next, shall we? Things are being worked on. We defeated that little problem there. Alright, we can also start staging our plastic refinery area, finally. So that can be down here. We'll want tiles here for our secondary. We will need a way to cool this oil because it is getting warm. So, what I think we're going to end up doing is having a couple of mesh tiles probably here and here, with some flower pots up there for WtA. And we're eventually going to cover this in temp shift. It'll help us keep it down a little bit. We'll spread out the temperature, and the WtA will eat heat. We're going to have to keep that a relatively low temperature for the WtA not to die, though. Which is actually why we're shedding heat into the surrounding biome. Like, that's where a lot of our heat is going right now. We built it out of granite, which I think conducts heat okay-ish. Granite, where are you? Got some granite. Thermal heat conductivity. Oh yeah, it conducts it really well. So that'll be fine. What priorities did I put? Picked up water. Have things mopped. Alright. So we're doing okay. We got our CO2 down here. That's a lot of CO2. It's being basically vapor locked here by the oxygen production. Which means we don't have a whole lot of oxygen going up this way. And a lot of it is being eaten by our farm or turned into air over here, which those are eventually we will want to seal off our farm and have a exosuit access to it only to keep that from happening, where Richard just comes up gasping. Alright, having this temp shift in the way is starting to annoy me, so I'm just going to have it built, like, quickly. I think it's built. Rowan's starting to get stressed on that too. Yep, because we've got... They have higher priorities, or higher needs. Their needs are higher because of their jobs. because of the stress update. Alright, back to ventilation. We're going to need gold amalgam pipe through here. I just realized we don't have a whole lot of space for a shut-off area. You know what? We can do a manual shut-off. I can make a manual shut-off. And we've got a Abyssal to queue. Hooray! So, how's our temperature doing there? 26. That's good. I can't really tell because it's being covered. Yep, can't tell. Not at a glance. Alright, so build that thing. So our farm is very important. Now we've got, like, a bunch of cycles worth of food, but we don't want to rely on our stores. That didn't work out very well for us last time. Didn't work out well at all for us last time. Alright, so we've got our slime all picked up. Let's make sure this area is swept. And speaking of sweeping, how are we doing on... Yep. Let's get our ranching up and running too. So we can have a little more sustainable coal. How did we get polluted water in there? Okay. Alright, and now that we've explored out up a little bit, let's do a quick sweep for geysers, which I'm not really seeing any of. Yep, we don't really have any new geysers, which is okay. Like, they'll be super useful, but we don't need them just yet. So we've got tons of water we can scavenge from all over. Alright, nighttime's happening. Nothing's really happening during the night. I almost feel like we could have a second schedule for, like, night people. But we don't need a second schedule. Especially because nobody has the night owl, like, buff requirement thing. Alright, so we can start checking the boxes for finishing our research. Don't really feel particularly rushed on doing the stuff that's used for that plastic is used for, so we're not quite there yet. But let's set up a plastic manufacturing area anyway. Why are you going down there for water? It's so weird. Alright, now we've got a large amount of Atmos suits for out-of-base operations. So let's plug in our doors, shall we? To make the transit time a little better. Alright, those two gas bridges should actually provide all of the circulation we need in our cooling loop. I just need a third one to bypass the farm because we don't want the farm getting too cold. So we'll basically want this running just constantly. And if I'm proven wrong, we can fix it later. We are going to need a source of hydrogen. Which will... could just pump that out. I like that idea. As far as hatches go, did we get the old one or the young one down there? We got the old one down there. Nope, we got a new one, so we missed an egg. Okay, we want hatch food. Not everything a hatch can eat. We want... probably sandstone, because we don't want them to be stone hatches this time. And we can wrangle some critters. Alright, Richard. Go a-wrangling. Stone hatch. Not stone hatch. Cancel that wrangle. Wrangle us out some hatches so we can get... definitely the one by the storage, so it stops eating our storage. Oh man. I should have done that a while ago. How many hatches do we have up there? Wrangle. Actually, they're pretty. They can stay there. Our water is coming back up, which is good. Gold amalgam is plenty of it. We've got that built. So let's get this. And ventilation, we want a gas valve. I don't really want it outside. Just so they don't have to put on a suit to change it. And we don't need anything but just regular. No, that oxygen will get in there anyway, and it won't be that big a deal. As far as power goes, that should not be granite. That should fill the system nicely. That ladder can be deconstructed. Cool. Basically what we will have end up making is a radiator to cool our crops and other things. So I think actually we can make a entryway down here. So deconstruct the insulated tiles. Make a small little area here. So our automation actually does happen. So for ventilation we need a gas shutoff, so we actually get automated. Yep. Who's up for another round of slime lung? Actually, this is just for building. It should be pretty okay. Taken care of by that deodorizer. Man, look at that get built. We're doing awesome. Alright, so things are coming together pretty nicely. Our hydrogen source is almost there. I probably forgot to mention that hydrogen is one of the best gases you can use to cool things, period. because it has a high thermal conductivity and heat capacity. So it transfers heat and holds it very well. But yeah, things are looking up. We still have oxygen. Our temperature isn't crazy yet. And it looks like we will beat the temperature as far as it's rising. Cool. That's awesome. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching and have a good night.